All right, we're back. We are here. We're going to be doing some special things today. Meet Susan Kuznitsky. You probably already know her. She's a rock star. Susan, what are you going to do today?
Well, I recently, November 22nd, my son, my baby, got married in Las Vegas. And I took the image I'm doing today is a photo I took of them after the wedding. And I thought, oh, I got to paint this. And then Amandine sent out we need someone for Wednesday. So I'm like, oh, this would be so great because I love painting and capturing like special moments, special places. And this is definitely a special moment and it's holiday time. And I thought it kind of just all kind of gelled together as a theme for the demo.
So the person watching this is going to be able to see how, if they have a family picture or a special moment in their life, they can turn it into a painting.
Yeah, or a place. You know, a lot of my paintings are from my travels.
Okay, cool. Well, let's get this show officially started.
It's Art School Live with Eric Rhoads. Now, here's your host, Eric Rhoads.
Hey there, welcome to Art School Live. I'm Eric, and we are here to teach you how to paint or how to become a better painter. And we believe anybody can learn to paint. We have proven it time and time again. We have like 18 million people learning to paint around the world. And so that's always a really cool thing. And so what we want to do today is to teach you a little bit about painting. And we've got a rock star painter with us, with Susan Kuznitsky. She's going to teach you about special moments, but let's show you some of her work right now because she's got, well, that's a special moment. That looks like a grandchild or something. That's fun. I like that. All right. That's also a special moment. So good. We're going to learn how to do that today. We're here every weekday at 12 noon. Started back in COVID. We've been here every weekday since then. And we believe you can learn to paint. So hang with us and we'll show you how. Okay, Susan, you ready for this?
I am.
Okay. All right. Well, we're going to have you take it away.
All right. I'm going to, oops.
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 Well, okay. There we go. Okay, so that's the reference image. Somebody got married in Las Vegas.
Well, that's my baby boy.
Okay.
And when they first told me they were going to do this, they said, we're going to elope in Las Vegas, but anybody can come. So then it turned into a 65 guest list wedding in Las Vegas.
Oh, how fun. Okay. And your baby boy's got gray hair, it looks like. So
no, okay. I have to tell you this part because my son has black hair.
Okay.
And his fiance, his wife now, is a brunette. But her thing is hair and makeup. That's her creative outlet. And tattoos, which don't let me go there. But so when I first met her, she had blonde hair, and then she had red hair, and then it was her natural color. And then for the wedding, hers is black, and she dyed my son's head blonde.
Blonde. Oh, okay.
And
okay, cool. Do you want me to show you?
It wasn't cool. It was sick. It made me sick, but I love him. So.
Oh, come on. He's just got to have some fun. Do you want me to show you my tattoos?
Do I?
Well, I won't do that. Okay. Well, let's get started. Let's get this demo going so we can see how to do it.
Camera.
All right.
Do we look okay?
Yeah, we look good. What do we got here?
All right. So maybe you should show those slides again, actually, because I have a few more steps. So here I gridded it. I have a way of gridding that I use all the time. And this is on, a sanded paper. So I gridded it. I drew it out with pastel pencil. And then I start to lay in big basic shapes of color with the pastels. And then once I get that covered, then I take isopropyl alcohol on a 1-inch wash brush and just paint it on. Like I go right over the pastel and it liquefies it and it turns it into a paint basically. And then that dries. And then in this one, like the next slide, oh, there it is. Yeah, I regridded it because this is a 9x12 and I'm doing like 2 full figures. This is their Hanukkah Christmas present. And the faces are real small. So I did a lot of work on the faces. They're not completely done, but they're more, I can't really do something that little and concentrated on a live demo. So I had to stop myself.
Would you do me a favor, Susan? Go back to the gridded image, the first gridded image, and tell people how to do a grid and why to do a grid, because we don't want to assume they know about that. You've put a grid over your photo, and you've put a grid on a piece of paper. Tell us why you did that.
To get the proportions, it's very tricky to do, like I said, especially with this one. And a lot of my things are very intricate and detailed. And, I just didn't want to start painting and then find out that the feet are falling off the page, so to speak. So for composition, I figure out my composition before I even start. I crop and I move things. I use Photoshop, but you could do it in a thumbnail if you're not a techie person. So when I go back to the live thing, I'll show you, I have a little piece of paper here. I'll kind of show you the pattern of the grid. It looks a lot more complicated than it is. It's really simple. So that's
one of the things I'm sorry to interrupt you. People say I interrupt people too much, but one of the things I just want to clarify is that when I learned to paint, the first thing they taught me was what they called the Da Vinci grid. And so what you want to do is you want to learn how to grid something, because what that will do is it help you draw and get your drawing more accurate. And that's the reason a grid. So when there's a grid line, you have the ability to make sure you're placing like the shoulder. If the shoulder is on the grid line in your photograph, you make sure the shoulder's on the grid line on your painting. That's the concept.
Exactly. Good explanation. One of the funniest memories I have teaching is, talk about getting things on there right. I was teaching a life class, and one of my students had, I went over to help her at her easel, and she had done one of the eyes, I think. And I said, that's really good, but it's in the wrong place. It's got to be lower. And she's like, oh, but it's the best eye I ever painted. Yeah. I'm like, okay, well,
move
it's in the wrong place.
Yeah.
But it's not right. Okay, so are we all set here? Okay, let me get going. Okay, so this is the non-gridded one, but you could take a ballpoint pen and grid your image. The way I grid is the only way I need to measure is I get, let me just do this. This is the paper. The halfway point.
Can you do it bigger so that we can see it?
You can't see my little teeny thing there? Okay, so there's my paper. I find the halfway point and the halfway point. So it's a cross. The second is an X. So it's all geometry at this point. And the third shape, is a diamond. So boop, boop, boop. When I used to teach kids, I would tell them it's home, first base, second base, third base, back home. So what you end up with is 4 boxes with an X through each box, right? Then you draw a line straight down through the intersections and across. And that's how I grid.
Okay. So, and then you do that on your photo, and that way
I did it on the photo, and I did it on the white paper before I started, and I did the underpainting, and then I regridded with a lighter pencil because it's a lot of little detail up here.
Yeah.
So that's where we're at right now. And I was working on their faces, and I was so into it. I kept going, step away from the easel. You're going to have nothing left to demo, because I just kept working. So I wanted to kind of show you how I would do the dress and the veil and get that transparent feeling through the veil. I kind of have to put her tattoos. I love this girl. I adore her. I'm not a fan of the tattoos.
Oh, come on. Grow up, Susan.
I know.
Tattoos are a reality today.
I know. I live in Portland. Of course, it's like been a reality for a long time.
You want me to show you my tattoos?
You said that before, and then you chickened out. Don't say it if you can't deliver, Eric.
Oh, I can't take my shirt off on camera.
It would be too much for all of us out here.
I would lose all my audience.
Okay, so I also have it on my iPad next to me, the image, because I'm old and my eyes are not like they used to be, and I'm sitting way over, and it's far away. So,
you want to know how to fix your eyes?
Yeah.
Okay. new research on this. There's a podcast by Andrew Huberman, who is a big podcaster in the medical area.
Yeah.
And he did one yesterday on red light therapy. And it's amazing how people with old eyes are making them young again, making them see different colors and seeing better and refocusing just with red light therapy. So I have it right here. You want me to turn it on? Here,
I'm going to look that up because.
All right, you guys ready for this? Put me on camera. Here we go. Here it comes.
Oh.
All right, back to Susan.
So you just sit in front of that thing?
I'm sorry?
You just sit in front of the red light and.
Yeah, what I do sometimes when I'm on this show, I just put it on. I just mute my mic and put it on.
All right. Anyway, back to business here. So I'm also paying very much attention to the curves and the drawing part. Like her veil is not just straight down. It's got some shape to it, following the shape of her, more or less. And her dark black hair. This is where I use a lot of pastel pencils.
Do you have any way to zoom in on that at all?
I don't know. How do I zoom in on this thing? Just move
I don't
it
know.
close.
I don't know what kind of camera you're using. Get it closer.
I have an iPhone.
Yeah, that's okay. Bring it a little lower because we're up there in the numbers.
Is that good?
No, bring it lower. If you're going to work on the faces, bring it lower. No, there we go. That's better. Okay, good.
Well, I'm going to work on the dress too. So.
Okay, good. A little lower. Little lower.
Lower.
Yeah. I feel like telling somebody who's scratching my back. Little lower.
That?
No, we can't see the faces because the numbers are in the way. There we go. All right, good.
Thank you. Live thing. Okay, I see what you mean. All right, so I'm going to take some pastel pencils and sort of, I call it glazing. So it's a very light glazing. I know, like floating, like a feathery touch on top of what I had. I had it black and then I went over it with some gray. And this is so fun, this part. It's all fun, but I love trying to get the transparency of that veil. So again, I'm still looking at shapes. I'm not thinking veil. I'm thinking, what is that shape? So I can see there's a big shape here, and there's a shape here, and there's a very shape of where her hair is. And I got all my pencils sharpened. The least glamorous part of pastel painting is sharpening these pencils. And I've tried every pencil sharpener ever showed to me, and I still end up using my box knife and a sand pad, because that's the tried and true way. So when I look at this, I see a little of her skin showing through on this part. So I'm actually going to pick up a flesh, kind of a peachy tone. Again, very, very lightly. You can hardly even, it's like a mist. You know, when you have indoor plants and you want to just take that sprayer and mist them. That's kind of what it feels like to me when I'm doing this. So I want to get a little hint of the color underneath. You know, with these pencils, you can get like, this is a very light touch, and then this is like if I'm really pressing. So you can get like a full range of value with each of your pencils. The same with the pastels. The pressure has like got everything to do with the value. Okay, and then we're going to work my way down. Again, I have to use my little iPad over here. So again, I can see the shape of the first swoopy kind of curve, and then it comes into here. It's very geometric when I break it down, these shapes, very geometric looking. And I can see where it ends, just above her top of her dress. So I'm pressing a little harder on my pen. I'm using a white pencil for this. Probably a light gray would be even better. So that's how I kind of noodle it, and then down on her arm, shoulder area, it's a lot thinner, the veil, so I could see more skin. So whenever you're, going to a special event or a special place. Thank God we have digital photography, because if I think of all the money I have spent in my lifetime on developing film and slides, I could, yeah, a lot. You know, remember, you used to take a roll of 36 and you're lucky if 2 of them came out good. So anyway, I take a lot of pictures, I'm really painting. When I take the photos, I'm already painting in my mind. And I also, you know, I've done a lot of life drawing in my life. So I encourage that as well, to get the feeling of the form of the human being. And don't just rely on photos forever. Yeah, I don't think I've ever painted tattoos, to be quite honest. I don't think I've ever painted an armful of tattoos, but we'll work on that. All right, as I'm going down here again, like this looks a little too, what's the word I'm looking for? It needs to be a little fuzzier. So the pencils, again, I'm just doing this very light glazing thing to get the feeling of her hair. And if I see the slightest bit of color, I just go for that color. And I think I need to make this, and I'm still always measuring, like, you know, the whole width of the veil. It's wider than I have it. I can see that now. So no problem, because my background is mostly still the underpainting, so it's quite easy to work right on top of it. Yeah, we're going to make this a little wider overall. And if I should make a mistake, if I don't like it, I have an old, any old brush, and you brush it off. That's the beauty of this technique too, is just very user-friendly. So it should allow you to play a little more, because nothing you do can't be fixed. I mean, it's all changeable. And then I'm going to work on edges. And last year I inherited a whole set of pan pastels and these little doodads that come with it. Never thought I would ever buy these things, but they're quite handy, I'm finding out, for softening edges and blending. You can see here. They're really fun, and they just kind of fell into my studio. So like I said, I don't think I ever would have gone out and bought them, but here they are, and they're really fun. It could be a sponge. It doesn't have to be a certain brand or something. It's just anything soft that will soften the edges. Let's see, I'm going to pick up, obviously I'm not using the dreary background. Yeah. As I was saying, this was a wedding in Las Vegas, and wow, what a strange place. But it was great for a wedding. There's a lot of brides walking around in their dresses. All right, I'm going to work my way down now and start to work a little bit on the detail of her dress. Again, I like to draw it out so I really know what I'm doing, not just, you know, throwing it in there. I'm going to kind of work out where I see these folds in the material, and I put them in darker than I know I want to end up, just so I know that I have them in a good pattern. And this part's going to be fun too. Let's see here. What am I going to do? Okay, so the bodice of the dress kind of comes down like this, and then there I see one big swoop down here, coming right down. And I always like to make sure I get lots of motion and flow. So even when I'm just drawing, I'm using that pressure thing, like I'm pressing on the pencil, I'm not pressing on the pencil, I'm pressing on the pencil. So it gives you like a flow, more graceful flow than if I just did a straight, you know, hard line all the way across. Now I can see some of my son's suit coming through a little bit under there. So that's going to change the color a little bit there. I'm using a lot of pencils on this one, more than I use my pencils often, but this one I'm probably going to be using them more than normal. And we got to cover up my grid lines. So I'm not going to take the lightest color because this is what I'm using. It's like a purpley gray as the first layer on top of the underpainting. So you can see that I'm getting rid of my grid lines. So that was underneath that creamy underpainting color. And again, if I need to, I'm going to take that little blendy thing. This kind of presses it into the paper so I can continually layer up on it. And I want to keep the edges nice and soft. Okay, we got that. And then we're going to take, it's almost a pure white. It's like a pinkish, it's kind of a pinkish light. And start to show you some of the form of the folds of the dress. And when she was dress shopping and she first said she wanted a short dress, I thought, whoa, I don't know. These two have their own style and they're just adorable and so in love. And so beautiful to see. So beautiful. All right, we're working down into here. I can see, I love this part here where it kind of swoops around. I'm going to get a little bit stronger. This is all about shapes and edges, which all painting is, but especially something like this. Let's get a little bit lighter right here. Okay, stay. Should have put more tape back there. Okay. I am going to keep going here. All right, I'm sorry, this is just moving too much. Let me just tape it down a little bit more. It's bothering me. Sorry if it doesn't look pretty, but okay. So layering. You get not your lightest color first. You want to sneak up on the lights. You want to build up to the lights, the lightest lights. So this way I feel like I'm more in control of what's going on here. If you get too much white, it's going to look really ghostly and chalky. And then I'm going to go down to her leg. I'm going to pull out a pencil because I can see I need to redraw a little bit. So I'm going to look at this area right here. I'm going to get a darker pencil so it will show up on the video on the thing here. So there's this. It kind of swoops in, it kind of swoops out. And then it kind of twirls here, and there's this piece here. And again, it's a little different color because it's got the dark suit behind it. And I'm going to take a dark, this is a dark, it's probably going to look black, but it's like a midnight blue. I'm going to take that along with like a very dark purple instead of just picking up black. Just like I wouldn't just pick up white. I want colorful lights. I want colorful darks too. And I will add some black to it, but it's not going to just be a flat black shape here. So I get outlining this, and then again, I want to just, I don't want it to be like a hard cutout feeling. So I'm going to soften the edge and go underneath here. And his leg comes right up to her leg. So I can see that I'm going to make this shape a little wider. Again, looking at the curves, there's nothing straight and static in this photo. So I want to make sure I get all those flowy lines. Okay, and then I can see that where's my other pencil? Here we go. And then there's this shape coming up here. Oh, that's not going to show up to you guys. Let's see here. So I just, I'm all about shapes. If you watch any of my other videos ever, I'm just all about, it doesn't matter what the object is, it's the shape. So when people get themselves all twisted, like, oh, I can't do faces, I can't do flowers. I hear that all the time. It's just, everything is a shape, no matter what the medium. It doesn't just pertain to what I'm doing here. It's anything that you want to draw or paint. And we're coming down in here. And I do use my finger for, some blending as well. And then let's see, where's that pencil? Here. I'm going to come back up here for a minute because I see the veil is covering all her back. And then there's this really cute little part of the veil behind her showing. Well, we'll see about that. It's too bright, but I'm going to put it in there for now. Oh, I was working on her leg. I think that pastel is the greatest medium for me with my little bit of ADHD, I think. I've self-diagnosed, never really officially, but I go all over. I just say, well, I'm going to do this, and then all of a sudden I'm doing that. And because I don't have to worry about anything drying, I have the liberty to do that. Okay, let's see here. And I can see there's this dark again. I'm looking at the shape. I'm not necessarily looking only at her leg and his leg, but there's a really strong shape here, like a triangle. So if I look at that shape, it's like puzzle pieces. It's like putting together a puzzle. All the pieces have to fit next to each other and comfortably. So I can see that. I'm going to make it a little stronger. So let me find my dark pencil here. Yeah, I can see that shape. So I'm not thinking leg, knee, leg, foot. I'm thinking, what is that negative shape around her leg and his pant leg? You see that? So if I can get that shape correct, then I know I have them placed right. So that's, the gridding helps with that, but then I am constantly like correcting, the gridding's great, but there's still stuff that has to get tweaked. Are people asking any questions, Eric? Because I'm certainly happy to talk and answer.
I'm going to interrupt and just suggest you take a break for a minute so I can make a couple of announcements, and then you come back. So we'll have Susan back in just a second. And so our guest today is Susan Kuznitsky, and we're learning about taking special moments and turning them into paintings. And she's the best. She is the best. Hey, hope you guys are doing well today. We have, if you're new to us, we have a free gift for you. And the free gift is 45 amazing pastel painter pointers. And you can get it at pasteltoday.com/ebook. Pasteltoday/ebook. Also, we have an event coming up in January. It is the largest online, actually maybe even in person, the largest event training artists on earth. We get thousands of people, and it is a pretty incredible event. It's called Watercolor Live, and it is coming up on January 21 through 23rd. And we are going to reveal the secrets of watercolor painting from 24 of some of the top painters in the world. You'll get to watch them paint over 3-4 days and really be able to get into it and understand what they do. And you really should sign up for this. It's not expensive, and it's game-changing. So go to watercolorlive.com and get signed up. Also, somebody, Elaine Miller, sent me this picture last night. I should have it and pull it up, but it was a weather forecast thing about horrible cold weather already hitting around the Northeast, and how this is going to be the worst winter possibly in the last 20 years. worst winter in terms of cold and ice and snow. And the problem with with that is, you know, I love snow, and it's really nice around Christmas when it's very romantic and it really looks pretty. And then it starts getting dirty, and the sky is gray all the time, and then it's cold, and then you're getting stuck in the snow and your car is sliding around. And so I don't like to go plein air painting in that. I like to do it like once a season if I'm in the snow, which I'm usually not. But a lot of people have told me they want to go plein air painting somewhere nice and warm in the middle of February when things get the worst, right? So we created a retreat called 𝗦𝗽𝗲𝗰𝗶. And this year it's going to be held in Hilton Head Island and Savannah, Georgia. We're going to be actually staying on the ocean, going to be able to put our feet in the sand, drinking our margaritas with little umbrellas and painting and having a really great time in the warm 75-degree weather. And so we would love for you to come. I don't know how many seats are left. I'm not sure yet. I haven't checked lately. I need to do that. But last I checked, there were 20 seats left, which is not a lot because a lot of people go last minute. But you go too last minute, you miss it. And it's a really nice thing to ask for Christmas because it's a week of painting. You just show up. All you need is a car. And we give you your hotel, your meals. You're going to get to know a lot of other people. We're going to sit up at night and paint. We bring models in, or we do models if you want to paint from life or draw from life. We do all kinds of things, have a lot of fun. And we do 3 retreats a year. So this is the next one coming up, and it's called 𝗦𝗽𝗲𝗰𝗶.com. Just check it out and get signed up. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'll be there painting, and you can paint side by side with me if you want. I love to meet new people and love to paint with friends. And a week of painting, 2-3 paintings a day. When are you going to do that? You tell yourself you're going to do it, but then you never do. By the end of the week, you're painting like a rock star. About 2 days in, you stop making all the mistakes, you get better. And then throughout the week, you just keep getting better and better and better. So it's a cool thing to do. Anyway, join us at 𝗦𝗽𝗲𝗰𝗶.com. Okay, let's get back to Susan Kuznitsky.
All
Susan.
right. Okay.
All right.
I guess I really haven't stopped working. I was listening and still painting, but I'm working my way down on her because I absolutely adore that she picked red shoes. I mean,
We cannot see below her knee, so you might.
oh, okay. Yeah. All right. Sorry. Yeah.
Well, you can also move the paper, I suppose. Whichever works for you. We can't see her shoe yet.
All right. Hold on. I know.
There we go. Now
okay. That good?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. She had a vision. The guys all had red flowers. There were red roses in her thing, and her shoes were red. All the guys wore bolo ties instead of traditional ties.
Oh, how fun.
Yeah, this girl, that's her creative outlet. She's just, she had a vision, and this was it. And the red shoes just really, for me, were a real kick.
Yeah.
So,
nice. Yeah, well, this will be a nice memory for them, this painting.
Yeah, I was telling Carrie before we started that my son has very dark brown-black hair, like his dad had. And Lexi had a vision of him being blonde, and I had to swallow my opinion.
I think I would go blonde. I think I should do that. What do you guys go into the comments? What do you think?
It's just sort of like he'll do anything. He's like in love. Whatever she wants, she gets. Smart guy. Smart.
Smart man.
Yeah. And actually, I kind of got used to it, but I thought, oh, these are forever photos for the rest of the time. And he doesn't have blonde hair, but oh well, now he does in the photos.
He will forever now from this point forward.
I don't think he's going to keep it up. I think it was for her idea.
Yeah.
So even on the black suit, I don't know, it probably doesn't show up, but I can see where, I'm not going to get a lot of detail on his jacket because she's the main focal point, but I'm going to probably get some indication of like, the arm, the sleeve, that kind of stuff, but I'm not going to overdo it on his suit. I'm going to keep it kind of blank, flat.
Yeah.
She is the highlight, you know, she's the star.
Yeah.
So I think the craziest commission I ever did was I did 10 grandchildren in one painting.
Oh,
Yes. And this lady, she was a student of mine, and she had a photo of her 10 grandchildren lined up according to height. And they were all dressed in various shades of green because it was a St. Patrick's Day dinner that she was having, all her kids and grandkids. And I did it. I think I was nuts, but it was also the beginning of the pandemic, and what better project to kind of get lost in. Again, special moments. It's just so fun.
well, you're a very special lady. That was very generous of you to do that.
Well, she paid me. I mean, don't get me wrong.
Still, no, I get it, but
I
still.
showed it to some of my friends online because, like I said, it was the beginning of the pandemic, and I'm like, I don't know what to charge. I've never done 10 people, you know, in a
So
painting.
have you ever heard that phrase, it'll cost you an arm and a leg? Do you know where that comes from?
No, I don't.
It comes from portraiture.
Oh,
So it's like if you want the arm in it, it'll cost a higher price. If you want the full body with the leg in it, it'll cost you a full price.
oh, there's a cartoon that went around online a while back with someone saying, can I get it cheap? Can you do it for cheaper? And then the next photo is a kid's drawing, just like a little line drawing, and goes, yeah, here.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm trying to shape this part now down here and her shoe. And again, obviously changed the background because it's ugly, and it's just going to be a kind of abstract, nothing background.
Well, if you pump up the darks behind her wedding dress, it's really going to make it pop.
Yep. That's what we're going to do. So we're going to, again, I'm not going to do a straight hard line all the way down. I'm going to do selective hard, lost and found edges. You can see how that one's a little hard, and then it gets soft, and then it gets hard. So
Mary is asking, do the pencil pastels leave less dust than soft pastels?
Yes, there's less pigment in them. But my trick for that is underneath, you can't see it on here, but I take 2-inch wide masking tape. And of course you're working up, up and down. You're not working flat with pastel. And oh, my tape is being finicky here. It doesn't want to come off in one roll. I hate when tape does that. All right, so I'm just going to show you a little bit. Take a 2-inch masking tape, and you put it like this is like underneath your drawing, and you leave it sticking halfway out. And then anything that dribbles down, it's like fly paper. It gets trapped into the tape, and it doesn't create a dusty studio. Yeah. I've been doing that for years. That was a trick I learned actually from 𝗫𝗶𝗁 Handel, who was my main mentor in pastels.
So here's a question. Can you dip a clean liner brush into the alcohol and use it to create thin lace marks and veil to create lace effects dissolved through the
Whoa,
thicker
okay, whoa, you lost me there. Start over.
Oh, well, okay. Can you dip a clean liner brush in alcohol and use it to create effects of thin lace marks or veil by dissolving it through the thicker pastel?
I don't think that will work, but I don't know. I usually don't ever pick up the liquid part of this again once I do the underpainting. I just sort of use the pencils for that.
Okay.
But
Katie Smith is asking, you're using sanded paper. How many layers of pastel do you think you can do before the tooth is filled?
Well, that's a good question. It's a hard thing to answer because so much of this, like I was saying earlier with the pencil here, so much of pasteling on this paper is pressure. So this is what I'm doing like here. You see how light that is? If I press, it gets a whole lot chunkier and thicker. So to answer that question, it depends how heavy-handed you are. I do a lot of light layers. If I did heavy layers, I would have less,
tooth.
Less.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's the hardest thing to teach remotely on pastels is pressure, because I can't, I can tell when one of my students sends me something to critique, I can tell on the computer screen if they filled up the tooth of the paper. It just has a different kind of clunkier look to it. And that is also why I keep this brush around. If I feel like I'm getting too much pastel, I like the transparency of the medium. So I'm oftentimes just doing this, just taking off a little bit.
All right.
All right, I was working on that foot, that darling shoe that she was so excited about. I think you have to have a lot of confidence to wear red shoes.
Well, you don't wear red shoes?
I have red boots.
Yeah,
red winter
that's
boots.
confidence. You got a lot of
Yeah.
confidence if you're wearing red boots.
Yeah, well, she's half naked here and she's wearing red shoes. She's got the short dress, low back, and red shoes. I just think she's awesome.
Yeah. Well, it sounds like you're in love with your new daughter-in-law.
I am.
That's
I
great.
am. I really, really am. And her family is lovely. I'm very lucky, very grateful. She actually has a family the parents are married since they were high school sweethearts. And they're still married, and siblings that all talk to each other. This day and age, it's harder to find that.
Well, your son has good taste.
He does. I have to say, he did well. He picked well. He certainly did. And they're actually living with me right now. They moved in before the wedding because their lease was up and they didn't want to rush into something. I said, just come stay with me.
Yeah, well, that's nice.
I didn't really think they were going to take me up on it. And then
now the question is, will they ever leave?
Oh yeah, they will. They better. No, I said it and then no one said anything. And then a few months later, he said to me, Mom, were you serious about us moving in? And I'm like, yeah. He goes, the dogs too? I'm like, yeah.
Grand dogs.
I have grand dogs. Now this shoe is too big, but I will be narrowing it down a little bit.
Okay, comments. Who has grand dogs or who has dogs? And what kind of dogs do you have?
The dogs are, they're little, and one is called what do they call it? Mostly a min pin, a miniature. I don't know.
The world famous Laura Pollock is in the comments and she says, awesome job, Susan.
Laura Pollock. I know Laura Pollock.
Yeah.
She's an awesome artist too.
She sure is. We'll have to have her back on the show.
Absolutely. She's very good teacher and very entertaining.
And very, very big part of the community of pastel artists. Very important.
Yep.
Somebody said they have 2 Newfoundlands. Well, they eat a lot.
Well, these are both like the other one. One of them is 4 years old. One of them is almost 2. The younger one's a part Chihuahua, part Dachshund. They're
One of
little
mine
guys.
had a 17th birthday yesterday.
A dog?
Yeah.
What kind of dog?
Oh, he's a little multi-poo, or maybe he's a poodle. We don't know for sure.
Wow. That's really old, huh?
He's got a big personality.
Like his papa, right?
Oh, I don't know about that.
I think you have a big personality. You have a wonderful personality.
I don't bark at the mailman.
I hope not. I was telling Carrie earlier that until I met you, I didn't meet you in person until we were at Pace.
That's right.
And I was always a little intimidated because you're Eric Rhoads.
Oh, come on.
Well, then I met you and I'm like, oh my God, he's a big teddy bear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I am.
Very
Anybody who's willing to give me hugs, I accept.
Yep. Well, Those of you who haven't had a chance to meet this man in person, you should.
Oh, that's very sweet. Oh, Katie Smith says she has a grandbird.
A grand bird. What kind of bird?
I don't know. A yellow canary with a beautiful voice. His name is Dandy, short for dandelion.
Oh, that's funny. All right, so here we got some strange thing happening. Some of her back leg is showing through there. And we're going to come down a little bit on this. One of the biggest advice, as I said earlier, if you have an idea to paint a special occasion or moment, take a real lot of pictures.
Yeah.
It's really, it's.
I take a lot of pictures and I still never get the good ones that I need. I was going through my China photos last night, wishing I had better photos.
Well, I know how that feels too. I've taken trips and I thought I was taking a lot of pictures, and then I wish I had taken 1,000 more.
Yeah. This is really a good lesson in transparency. This
Yeah,
is
there's
really
a lot of color. I mean, everyone would think, oh, she's wearing a white dress. There's like no white in this whole thing. Maybe a dab here and there, but yes, you get the colorful whites is the key. Colorful darks too, but there's all kinds of color going on in here. And like I said, if I just see like a hint of a green or something, I'll pick up a muted green pencil or a hard pastel, or just something that sort of I see just a little bit, and just do a very gentle, feathery, like I said, it's like barely anything versus going like that.
Yeah.
That's the big key here, is the pressure and the color that you see under the color. Like glass too, if you were painting glass, you're really painting what's behind the glass, right?
All right.
All right. Let's see here. I want to get a little bit over here because you see a little bit more. I like this little break in the color.
It's like that fingernails on chalkboard kind of sound.
Oh, I love that sound. Are you kidding? Well, just try a whole classroom of people working on sandpaper.
It's like fun. I'd love to take your class.
Well, I do Zoom ones.
Yeah, okay.
Thanks to the pandemic. Who knew, right?
Oh, that's right. Changed my life.
It changed mine too.
And here we are today because of that.
Yeah, it's pretty remarkable how the silver lining of a tragedy that we all experienced, right?
Yep.
All right, so what else here? I am gonna keep this bouquet in here because I kind of was thinking, actually moved it. It was a little bit off the page on the actual photo, but I thought it sort of filled out the composition. You see how there's like a doop and then there's a doop.
Doop, doop, doop.
That's a very technical term.
Okay.
And then when I get to the background, I'm going to use, like I did with the whites, I'm going to use different colors in the same value. Like this is a brown. Here's a purpley. So the background's going to have all kinds of pretty colors in it, darks, just to show her off. Let's see what we're going to do over there. So yeah, I had to decide. The first thought was like these two poles here above them is that biggest sign in it. I thought, no, that's just too over the top. I really wanted it to be about them.
Yeah.
So I took that out.
Question from Susan J. Do you use fixative at any point?
Good question. I probably will use some fixative in here. If I want to,
why only in there, but not the whole thing?
I want to build up more layers here So when I feel
see.
like, when I feel that the paper is saturated, and you could tell because it gets a little slippery, it won't really take.
Yeah.
And if I like what I have there, well, I have two choices. If I'm not thrilled with it, I can brush it down and rework it. But if I like it and I want to keep going, I could spray I call it spot spraying. So I would take it outside and I would kind of put paper over here, and I would just spray her gown, her wedding dress. And then that creates another.
Somebody is making, sorry to interrupt, somebody is making, I think it's maybe, well, I won't say who because I'm not sure, but somebody makes a pastel ground and they also make a watercolor ground. So it's transparent and you can put it on any surface. That way you can paint watercolor on it, or the pastel one, you can paint pastel on it. So I wonder if you could coat something like that with that, where you put it on with a brush and then you could do it over it.
Well, I actually do use pastel ground, but I do in the underpainting part. I didn't on this one, but if I want to create more texture, but that doesn't give you more layers.
Oh, I see.
think what the question was, the only time I would pull out the spray, like I said, is, this is getting a little filled up. If I want to keep going, then I could spray it. It creates another texture. The stuff you're talking about, you got to use it under, because it would just dissolve. It would dissolve the pastel.
I see.
Does that make sense?
Tamara Kuiper is asking, do you ever use shipping popcorn for blending?
No, but I've heard of people using that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be this doodad. Like this doodad I use is just because I inherited it. I don't think I would have ever bought it, but it's fun. But yes, it would work. That would work just fine. And I've heard people use pipe insulation.
Yeah.
That works.
I was at a Chinese or a Japanese kind of like dollar store. It's called Daya. And they had makeup blending, little rubber makeup blending in all these different shapes. And I thought those would be good for pastels.
Yeah, makeup. Yeah, cosmetic things, definitely. You can't see it here, but he actually had little red hearts on his socks. She got every detail, this woman.
That's cool. We're going to wrap in about 3 minutes, Susan.
Oh, okay. Well,
Time flies when you're having fun.
I'm having fun. If there's any last questions, just yell them out.
Okay. Somebody says pipe foam. You can also blend with that.
It's such a diverse medium. There's so many options. And like when I teach, I just pretty much say, this is my way. It's not the way. It's my way. There's many, many different ways.
Yeah.
So when you have your holiday time with your family this season, you can think about doing paintings from any photos you might take. Christmas trees are fun to paint with the lights.
You've inspired me. I have a wedding photo that I didn't go to the wedding because I wasn't invited, but it's a really beautiful wedding photo. And I tried to do a painting from it and I couldn't get the transparency in the dress. But
I got to show you one thing before you take me off, because
all right.
Seeing as how it's holiday time. This is a painting. This is an oil painting, but
oh wow, that's beautiful.
So that was a challenge, because if any of you do light the menorah, you know how fast those candles burn. And I
Did
painted.
you have to keep putting more candles in it?
Huh?
Did you have to keep putting more candles in it?
No, I just painted really fast, like really fast. So this was really fun. But that's another, it's not a special, it's a special moment. It's a special holiday. And, I haven't done a Christmas tree, but Christmas ornaments, those balls that are all shiny. I see pictures, paintings of those all the time that people post. And that's really fun with the reflections and the glitter. And
well, that'd be a fun still life to do, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I have done that actually. But I mean, yes, there's with this time of year coming up, there's all kinds of opportunities to find some interesting, meaningful subjects.
Susan, I think it's time to put your pencil down, come back on camera.
Okay, if you insist.
Your face.
Oops.
Oops.
I gotta get the little thing. Okay.
All right. You are good. You did a terrific job today. Everybody applause and thumbs up. Thank you, Susan, so much. We learned a lot today.
Good.
We'll make sure that we put all your contact information, Instagram, website, all that into the chat. So you guys go check her online lessons out. Go buy paintings from her. She's given you this gift today, so you need to return the favor.
Yeah, thanks, Eric. Yeah, I wish everybody a good holiday season coming up, and that. Yeah, I have a really busy year next year.
Do you?
Really a lot of fun stuff.
Yeah, good. That'll be fun. I had a busy one this year. What do you want for the holidays? What is the gift that you're drooling for?
Oh dear, a full set of 𝗤𝗏𝗏𝗃 pastels.
Oh, nice.
They're like, forget it.
Yeah, that's an expensive.
Yeah, I don't need any more. I mean, I have more pastels than I'll ever use in my lifetime, honestly.
Yeah.
It's almost embarrassing.
My son went into my studio last night. He said, "Dad, you have enough brushes that you could last a whole lifetime." I said, "Yep." And I'm buying more. That's just how it goes.
I know. I'm a very minimalist person in my home. In my studio, not so much.
Yeah, you just buy all kinds of stuff, huh?
Well, thank you, Eric. Thank you for having me again.
Thank you for being on today. We appreciate it. Thumbs up and applause, everybody. Thank you, Susan Kuznitsky. All right. Well, we have wrapped it up. I want to remind you guys, if you're new to us, we'd love it if you'd subscribe. It helps us. It helps others find us. When you hit a like button or when you subscribe, others discover us. And we are so thrilled. We've hit over 18 million views. And that's just amazing to us. I had set a goal to teach a million people to paint, and I thought it'd take me my lifetime to do that. So this is pretty cool. And make sure you go to YouTube and subscribe too, because if you look up Art School Live, you may be watching on LinkedIn or Twitch or Instagram or Facebook or something else, but make sure you go to subscribe on YouTube. That way, again, helps you. You get notified when we go live if you click the little bell. And anyway, hey, thanks for being here. And we will see you tomorrow. Thanks again to Susan Kuznitsky. She's a rock star. And we invite rock stars on this program. We have somebody new every day. We believe anybody can learn to paint, including you. And if you watch just 5 programs, all of them are there. There's thousands of them. If you go in and watch any 5 programs where we teach painting, you will learn to paint. You will get the confidence you need to know that you can do this. And on Mondays, we do marketing. On Fridays, we do feedback, critiques. So we've got a whole bunch of stuff going on. Make sure you check it out. Come back. We would love to have you. I'm Eric Rhoads, publisher of Plein magazine and Fine Art Connoisseur magazine. Thank you. Happy holidays. Thank you, Susan. Bye, y'all.